Yes. So
I wore, as a deacon, I wore coat there. When I was invited to, I think it was a baptismal service.
So it depends on the ordinary, or whoever is in Kano is a matter of time. If your own province or your own diocese is not allowable, if I did that cook is even very hot. But it's a matter of time. Another question here is this. Some senior priests say they will never allow a celebrant who is wearing chasuble to get their back when they are coming into the church. Well, we have some rigid people. When a celebrant is in the procession, ordinarily you should be allowed to be at the rear. That is the tradition of the church. It's representing Christ in that service. It's only if the bishop is in the church that he comes at the rear. But even those younger ones, don't say those of us who are senior, don't treat the younger ones the way you are treated. It's very important. You might have gone through the same. Papa said the younger person should not be smiling and being.
Because when we are coming, you'll be smiling to the congregator.
This also says, what can we say about our brother clergy in the northern part of the country? Because you said we should be wearing our vestment around. I can tell you many clergymen who have escaped death because of their color. And so, no bishop will tell you to be going around with shirts because you want to beat the Boko Haram, except the Lord watch over the city. We have seen some priests wearing cassock hat when they are not celebrating communion. I don't know, Baba may have a contrary view, but I have an opinion that you can wear a cassock hat without any communion. But in one of the nets that I checked said it could be war, even when the communion is not taking place. But before communion will take place, there must be other regalia. It's necessary. Yes. Is one cassock have, there is also chasuble. The chasuble can be the one that they have, or the one that are ordinary. For example, I have some cassocks, white cassocks that are with the back, which is up. I have some cassock that is not just normal cassock, but when I want to put on chasuble, I have some chasubles that are made in the same likeness of an app. You can't put cassock app and chasuble with app also. You just be like a second. Somebody said, my question is on the clarification for the appropriate or approved vestment to wear during Good Friday service. Is it only cassock or cassock with surplice? It's a lazy form of wearing just cassock for a service. They are not properly dressed. You should put on your surplice and your hood and scarf. And let me say here, it is wrong to only put scarf. It's not a complete dress. We have some of our senior that will wear just a scarf on their. It's not right. It's not right. And services on Good Friday, they are always matins. And so the castle, the surplice, the hood, and the scarf. So the church tradition is that when we wear our cassock, supplicate and so for Holy Communion or in any full robe for any service, we must wear black shoe. Yes, black shoe at all times. And except Papa is having a pleasure. It has to be black shoe. And
we have black shoe. That's our dress.
And it has to be maker. There are some of our people they wear long. It's not right. Of course, we are blessed in this part of the country. A lot of people seated here have taught in seminaries. Papa is here. That was our dream. It was something when I was in London College. You don't wear long trousers on your cassock. It's not right. Snow sandal. Somebody say, what of sandal? And they said those who are serving under this type of clergymen are copying the same. It's unfortunate. We must do the right. We must do the right. Somebody say, is it green choir robe acceptable in Anglican communion?
A lot of things are difficult. I'm worried. But I think they are trying to follow the season. They want to wear green season. But the normal choir was black and white. Black and white. Oh, that's all. White surface over black castle. All others, they are embellishments. Red, they all give later. Those they are trying to follow the season, and then they wear white on wedding day, even when the woman is pregnant.
Well, somebody has suggested that would it not be right at this time for us to have a tailoring factory for uniformity? I think that's a very, very important aspect. Very, very important. The Church of Nigeria should be able to do this. But if it is not coming right from there, the Supra West will look into that because it will give room for uniformity. Very, very correct. Because if you go to Whipple, if Papa is wearing a cassock from Whipple, I can tell you, because the finishing will be superb and it may be expensive, but whatever we're doing at all is for the hand. Clergymen should be generous to themselves in the area of appearance. Very, very important. A lot of us we want to buy a jeep that want to fly when our appearance is not all that good. Shoe, we should not use the shoe that is going to Ilorin. You know, there are some shoes that are. And there are some shoes we wear. We call when we are at school, we call it a name, the association shoes. You know the association shoes? The association coat. I hope he's not here today. Look at the person beside you at least. Somebody says, Brother, what's the question?
Hello, Bishops. We want to thank God for this year of church, particularly on the next Spirit. All the lectures are very good, all the questions are still, but there's still one area that is not clear, and I know that many of us will be in that shoe. Yesterday, you were told that the disposal of old vestments. What makes it a problem to me is that wherever it is deposited, that there will be problem there. And I know that these vestments that have been using from time and time now, many of them are old and should be disposed somehow. So that is the question, and that's the problem.
Okay, noted.
should is to let you know that you cannot joke with those robes. He said somebody saw the apparel they used for a program at Toshodi. Somebody wearing it canon back from Christ. And it is to avoid this type of problem. That is why he told us to take proper care. If you don't want to use them again, you can wash and iron them and put them away safely somewhere. You can never tell somebody beneath it. Somebody beneath it. I remember that we are traveling out of Lagos. Then one of my clergymen forgot to take his cassock along. It happened to me too. But I have a friend whose cassock also challenges me. So when we were going, I said, let's go. When we got there, I said, I need a cassock. And he went in, brought it out, and we took it away. When we came back, he just told the man, you can take it away. So then, when I went, he gave me one. But unfortunately, somewhere, I just discovered that the thing was dirty. I had to wash it. And I needed it urgently. So it didn't meet my need. But if it didn't keep them there, it will not be possible for me to go in there and say, please, can I have one of your cassocks? Because sometimes it could be a surprise. For that purpose, you will manage it. Because it's in their need of it. So, he is trying to apply the Old Testament theology to the care of the robes. Don't let that cause pain in you, but don't use it as a rank to clean things. It's not right. So,
in addition with what Papa has said too, for those who believe in you, there's nothing bad. For example, when I was elected a bishop, I have a lot of cassocks, like black ones. Those who believe in me and they know what I stand for, they came and I shared it. I remain only one, the one I used for my consecration. So if you are having many white cassocks, and you have somebody who is not having, I have been to a service outside Lagos before, and I saw what one of my classmates was wearing. And I asked him that if you don't mind, after this service, I can give you this white cassock. I gave him.
If there is anybody who ever hated vestments, I'm number one. Because in the secondary school, how the priests treated themselves and treated the vestments was very annoying. They not only snuffed white and black, they used the cassock, the surplice, to clean the mess. And they stank. Many of them drank so much, overdrank, and vomited into the vestments. I saw all this. Of course, I became born again and hated all the ceremonies and all these things I'm talking about. When I came to Lagos, Brother Philip invited me to preach at the Michael's Church. But his problem was that I refused to wear vestments. he still invited me. But at the point of coming out to preach, he met me at the vestry. I said, Brother Humphrey, please, this is an opportunity. Instead of nothing. And then he forced the surplice on me. I felt so down. So what kind of thing is this? Then I held it up so that people would still see the antique trouser I was wearing, and went to the pulpit. I left it. It was surplice. Because he told me it's an opportunity to preach the gospel. If this is the only thing that will make you acceptable to the people, please. Then I wore it. Thank God, today, even if all of you wear jackets and suits, I will wear this cassock and appear. Because it has shown me the importance. I agree with all that you have said. If there's anybody here who still has doubt, I have made my research from animal behavior to uniforms of all professionals, and I know that the one of the priests is the one that singles us out. I just want to read a passage. 4 things on earth are small, but they are exceedingly wise. The ants are a people not strong, yet they provide their food in the summer. The badgers are a people not mighty, yet they make their homes in the rocks. The locusts have no king, yet all of them march in rank. The lizard you can take in your hands, yet it is in kings' palaces. 3 things are stately in their tread, 4 are stately in their stride. The lion, who is mightiest among beasts, and does not turn back before any. The strutting cock, the he-goat, and a king standing or striding before his people. What makes all these things stand out is their morphology, extra coating God has given them. So when we are vested, when we are properly dressed, we appear dignified and can lead the people correctly. But my question is, how do we marry this with the part of the scripture that says, let not yours be the outward adorning? Because I want to emphasize the spiritual aspect of our vestment also. That aspect cannot be treated.
That is for the woman. It's not for the priest. Yes.
One is on how we can handle those dresses, garments we intend to draw. While we were talking, I remember that when we went to Makoti, I saw some of our clergy who came from the north. Their appearance will demand that some of them need support. Can we, on such cases, wash them and go out and show them?
Sure. He has said it. What I said it. And the day I was consecrated, all my counsel disappeared. He didn't even tell me. And the surfaces, they all disappeared. The only plaque I had disappeared in Abuja. And it was Ika, the son of the bishop. So,
the other one is on the use of preaching band. You mentioned by what you said, that means there cannot be 2 persons in a service wearing a preaching band. Now, sir, the one we wear as clergy and the one the local people wear, what is the difference? Number 2, has said, is it proper to give somebody that is not ordained as well as solace to wear so that he can preach?
Well, we have different types of cassocks. The cassock that is having a space here for clerical shirt to portray the collar is for priests. When it's not a priest, then there should be a tie that will show him as something a little bit higher than the choir, than the chorister, I mean. They use both tie. But when you leave it open, you can use it to preach. There's not fuss but somebody said something here, and I want to say that even as I'm standing beside you, I'm not dressed well. When you put on shoes, it should be round collar. When you wear cassock, it should be round collar. I don't know if I'm communicating. What is not right is not right. As I was looking for round collar this morning, I was about to come late, and I was afraid of the Almighty long preach. So I think you understand what we are saying. Somebody said for economic factor, for exchange of rates, certainly the clerical, the round collar is becoming exorbitant. Well, let us be praying to God. Let us be praying to provide for us. I have been in some churches where some of our members will travel abroad and they will buy for clergymen. I have experienced it before, and I believe you can do that well. The question that Papa asked, the man who left here, the second question is about preaching man. When anybody is wearing preaching man, he says that he will minister in that service. And I know some of our bishops, when they put it on when they want to deliver their charge. I don't know if you have seen it before. They put it on when they want to. So, but when 2, 3, 4 people are wearing it on the same robe, well, people may do it, but I don't think it is right. And except a superior man here has something to say for that one. But about the difference between us and it's different. When you look at the way it is made, ours, you will see two coming like this. One will go this way, one will go. Their own is very close to their neck, and it's like a round collar. There is like a round collar. Ours, the fabric to tie it at the back is different from their own. But at the same time, they receive all that they are using from the church. All the terms. Dean of a faculty, professor, all these ones, if you trace them very well as a theologian, they all have their origin from the church. Even university terms, they get it from the church. But an Anglican priest will put on round collar when he's full dress with a stud at the back. But for easy way of movement, we use this small one. They accept it, but not properly.
Don't call it dog collar. I hate that name. Say dog collar. It's not a dog collar. It's Islamic. And it's good to wash it immediately. Immediately you remove it, wash it with omo or with toothpaste. Yes. Wash it immediately. If you don't do that, it turns brown. And this is like American clergyman. This is how they dress. I think it is easy to dress like this, and you can move without any problem. And if you are a type that wants to go and eat, sometimes you don't want people to know. You slip it the other way. So if you are traveling and you are hungry, sometimes it's not advisable to. But when you go there, say, and far. Yes,
Bro, talking.
Yes.
Thank you very much, my Lord. The first thing I want to do is a commendation, and I want to thank God for you and your team for this year's theme. But we have learned a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot, and I thank God. I think I will dress better from today. The second thing I want to say is that when you said we should wear black shoes always, see when we are wearing cassock or once we are clerical like this, because I started feeling shy because of what I wear. But when my Lord Bishop now said he too did not dress properly, I said maybe my sins are forgiven. So I was very pleased it should be black shoes always, because I have some black shoes that I wear. I always want the colors to match. So if it does, I'm sorry, I hope my sins are forgiven.
Well, the determinant factor is your bishop. Mostly when an African clergyman enters where shoes are being sold, it is always black. Somebody had given me white shoe before. I said, where would I wear this one to? Color like this, I would say, where would I wear it to? So mostly we wear black. But if you want to put on agbada, you can wear it. I've seen a private before wearing this type of shoe on a attire. But you want to dress, you are going out, it's black and black socks. There are some of us, sometimes we wear some socks that are not acceptable. It has to be black. So, and I think it's part of the discipline of the job. It's part of the discipline of the job. But your sins are forgiven. Actually, the two of us are guilty.
So I also think that clergy brothers, we should see our dressings as part of investment to our vocation. Yeah. Because some of us we spend a lot of money buying lace materials, buying this and that. I think our priority should be the clerical outfit. We see it as investment. It may not, we may not be shy in spending money on it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for forgiving me.
You still want to? You thought I saw you waving your hand. I don't have questions.
No, not a question, a comment.
Comment.
Which I wanted to share with you.
Okay, come and comment. Commentator. He is my friend.
He has an automatic wig on his head.
Thank you very much. I actually wanted to share it one-on-one with you, sir. Having gone through yesterday, and it's obvious that you fed us with gold. And where my mind has been going is, is it possible to put these things in a book form? Sure. And send it to all our seminaries.
I promise
so that these things will be inculcated in our clergy right from school. Of course, I said they will be used there, but now because I want a copy. But at foundation and training level, can we make it subject of training? So that when they're coming up, they know. Thank you, sir.
I promise you, by the grace of God, I will do something about it. We learned how to dress in worship. It's part of the training when we are doing worship as a course. So I don't know what is operating elsewhere. Although I will also say that for a while I have dropped the teaching of worship because I have too many things to do. But it's part of the training. The castle, how it should look like, the Sundays, and so on. They're important. I get good tailors to sew. And I like you fitting castles and good surfaces. But sometimes when you see some castles, they are like, it's like they were sewn by just knocked together. And then we have this button down. We call it 39 articles. So, but elsewhere we just call button down. And then we have the one that we call canons. It's like 39 articles with red buttons. And some of the prelates condemn it. What do they want to show? Even the canons have their wares different from the archdeacon's wares. I've seen it once or twice in Lagos by late Canon Olumide Omololu. He was the only one I saw wearing that tilapia dress. So yes, it's like it's scaled dress. So it has happened in the past that those young priests left their young wives behind as a widow. Can such a widow marry anybody apart from a priest? It's a marriage. Once a partner dies, that's the end of what binds them together. If there's no priest to marry, if there's no widow to marry, she's at liberty to leave the church, to look for husband instead of committing adultery. Because we don't have room for sisters, reverend sisters in our church. Sometimes widows are even forgotten. There was one that was not even married to a priest. She was just around 40 years. And she was coming to ask for money for his children. And I called her and I said, look, you are still young. I would advise you to get married. It's in the Bible. St. Paul says only the widows that are above 60 or 65 and the church will take care of, not you, a young person. So please stop this coming every time to ask for money. Don't help. Baba, I'll call you later, sir. I'll call you. There are members of the church that want their priest to celebrate communion in their house on their birthday. This is something that we try to discourage. We try to discourage it, but it's happening. So, if you say you are not going to go there, your friend will go and do it. For what is going to gain? But it's not the right thing. While the man is not sick, the woman is not sick, why is she running away from the church? And how good is the place? How spacious is the sitting room? And sometimes I've experienced it. This person that says she does not want noise. We go and invite friends and discover that the place becomes something else. It's not dedicated for that. If there's a chapel in the house, probably is his probability. But the problem we have in our church today is this indiscipline. When I refuse to name a child, the child did not offend me. Or the father had a wife at home and had concubine elsewhere. And they are saying that I should come and name. I say it's not going to be possible. Because the wife is in the church, the wife was not barren. She has produced male and female. What was he looking for in that woman that the wife could not give him? And from another diocese, priest came. From his home diocese, the vicar and curious came and did it. And I became the enemy that there are some that are attempting to leave the church because I was so hard on them jumping from one woman to the other. Why are you doing that? So please, we need to educate our members. I remember that I was invited to the palace of a king, and we had a service. I was asked to preach. He was not a member of my church. So then I said, Your Royal Majesty, why are you doing this in your house when the church is close by? I think it is appropriate for you to celebrate with your subjects and your church members the grace of God. So I advise you and your pastor, make sure you go to church today and celebrate. So I gave my advice there and he accepted it. But when they took the service, I was already engaged somewhere else, and I told them, I'm sorry, I cannot come, but I thank you for taking my advice. You will see what God will do in your life. We need to educate our members. We need to educate them. And then, if your member in the village is in Lagos and he calls you, you need to talk to him. Go back to the village and let them celebrate with you. So, consciously or unconsciously, garments are being designed for all category of priesthood. Is a gap not being created when the people in the pews are left out? When our church is not a garment wearing church, and what is leaving them out? Because they are comfortable in what they are wearing, and they wear what they like. What they think is fitting. Sometimes they will say they are dressing to kill. So you can't prescribe what they wear unless they are not decently dressed. If they are not decently dressed, you can take them off politely. I remember as one of my curious, I think it was there yesterday, I've not seen him today. There was a woman coming back from work. It was the Lenten season. I didn't notice anything. So he just put the microphone and said, we are not in a brothel here. You cannot be wearing trousers. I was embarrassed myself. And the woman did not like the comment. And later she came and said she was coming back from work and she didn't want to miss the Lenten service. That in his place of God, that is acceptable. If she had committed sin, we should pray for her instead of announcing to the whole church. As I'm concerned, I will not quarrel with that person, and I will not make that announcement. You must show maturity. I'm indiscreet. Be careful. because you can drive people away from God. If I was sharing communion and I saw a lady who wore this small something and the chest was, I asked her, are you properly dressed? She said yes. I passed her. I returned. When I meet her the second, I said, are you properly dressed? She said yes, sir. The third time I came back, are you properly dressed? She said, no, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Nobody had what we're discussing. They just saw that she was kneeling and they thought maybe it was a mistake. So there are ways of doing things. Because the young girl, if you now announce and say, look at this girl, it's not properly dressed. There are pastors all over the place who are looking for such people. They are looking for such people. And they will snatch her to the devil. So, we have to. We had a problem in Pentecost sometimes. And the woman came to me and said, look, please, they can allow us to attack the problem. Tackle the problem ourselves. Some people will come in see-through. You will see almost everything, pants, brazier, and so on. But one of my priest's wife was dressing like that. And I told my wife, please, talk to this woman. She's the problem to us. If we want to control the woman, then we must be disciplined ourselves. And she told us, when my husband asked me like that, then we call the husband. So, can you talk to your wife? Because if you don't change, I know what to do. So we have to station people at the gate. And as they were coming, they told them, madam, please stop. You are not properly dressed. And some of the men were happy. Some of the men were happy and said, Chidi, I told you before we left. I told you before we left, thank you, man. I didn't know you would do this, so I'm very happy. And the woman will go back home to dress up. The husband will come in. So we need to, and a lot of things are happening in our church today that we are not doing it well. Is green choir robe accepted in Anglican communion? Some churches using green choir robe. I've told you, the tradition I grew up to know was black and white. Black surface, white cassock. Or black cassock, white surface. And then for the women, black gown. Like academic gown, and then the cape, white. So even now, some churches, the women use cassock and surface, and I like it, and it's dignifying. So this tradition of white or Whit Sunday, green for Trinity, white for Christmas and Epiphany, they all crept in. I don't know from where.
But there is a ceremonial choir dress, where they put on cassock that is red, and they put on, what they put on it. So that's also acceptable.
So now, thank you very much. I think we've exhausted the questions. We are supposed, my Lord, on behalf of all of us here, I want to